we've built this product called Dagger. It's a CI product. It runs your pipelines in containers. It lets you break them down into little functions. And then those functions run in containers, and you can connect functions to more functions, and you get this really nice modular system. And then we launched it, and we had an open source community show up, and we've been building it together, and it's been great fun. And then something happened. Our community started saying, hey, we're doing these CI pipelines with Dagger, but we're also, we're shipping AI features. And so now we need to do some AI stuff in the pipelines, and we're using Dagger for that, and it's fun. And then something else happened. I've been talking to my friend Darren Shepard from Acorn, and his co-founder, Sheng, is right here. And Darren has been working on this new tool called GPTScript. Have you heard of it? They launched it recently. They just pivoted to doing only GPTScript. And so we're part of this, DevOps people get excited about AI movement, I guess. And Darren, as it turns out, is an avid Dagger user, and he told me, this Dagger function primitive that you guys have, it's actually a perfect fit for function calls in the AI world, OpenAI function call API. And that's what we're using with GPTScript. And so I encourage everyone to check out GPTScript. It's a really fun little scripting framework for leveraging this feature, function calls. And so then we got really excited together about combining GPTScript and Dagger so that every time anyone in the Dagger community writes a Dagger function, and there's a lot out there in the Daggerverse, it's automatically available for a model to orchestrate, so then you can ask a model to do something for you, and you just make this variety of Dagger functions available, all in their little containers, and the AI will, on the fly, assemble a pipeline, the perfect pipeline to achieve your goal, right? By connecting these functions together. So we started hacking on that, and we're not done. But I thought I'd show you anyway, and we'll see what happens. So that's the idea. Okay, by the way, I have to say, this is the Daggerverse. You thought it was a joke, but there's actually a product called the Daggerverse. And it's a place where you find all these Dagger functions, and you can do all sorts of cool things. And, of course, there's one called Ollama. So there is an Ollama module. I'm not going to run it, though, because it's going to be super slow on this particular machine in a container. GPU support coming soon for Dagger. There's another Ollama-related module in there. I don't know what it is, but it seems fun. OK, so I'm going to try and now run this other unrelated thing. Also, GPTScript at the moment relies on OpenAI, but I think the #1 priority of the team is to support local models. So I thought, OK, it's kind of cheating, but not really. So, and I think Mistral is the first one they're trying it on. So I was encouraged to hear you say function calls are underutilized, because I agree. We're going to overutilize them, so I would love to talk to you. I'm sure Sheng would love to, too. Maybe he's found you already. Anyway, OK. So the way you call a Dagger function, you just type Dagger call, and then you point at a module. And the module's right here, so I just type Dagger call. This little module is called Daggy. It's my little AI assistant for running Dagger things. And then I just say do. That's the name of my function. I have to pass a token. You know what? I'm going to cheat and go back in the history. OK, there it is. So -- token. Soon this will not be needed anymore because we'll have local models doing this. Hooray. And then you just pass the prompt. And so this is a small subset of the Dagger API that's available because we're not done integrating. So you can do things like pull containers, run, picture what you could do in a Docker file, roughly. You can kind of string these operations together. So here, let's see, I said something like, for each of the following container images, run the command, list the contents of this directory, show me the result in a markdown table, and here are the containers, Alpine, Ubuntu, Debian, it's supposed to pull them. So not a super useful example. But imagine something more like, for these 10 repositories, pull all the tags, and for each of these base images, run the Docker file, run the tests, show me all the results, and give me nice green and red emojis, something like that. And boom, you have an awesome test pipeline that the AI is just running for you. And I just want to emphasize, some of you, I think maybe you all got it, but this is not code generation. You're not asking the AI to generate code that does this pipeline. It's dynamically composing a pipeline for you, right? Oh, and it's done? OK, it's done because it's in the cache. I just want to be clear. OK, so I guess it did that. Well, that's a lot of files. Yeah, that's the demo. OK, let me remove something. Or you know what? I'm going to flip Debian, Ubuntu. Haha. Oh, sorry about that. Bigger, bigger. Is that good? Oh, and I was going to set a timer to stay on time, and I forgot because I was intimidated by this crowd here. OK, so it's doing things. You can see all these functions calling each other in parallel. And now we're waiting for the model. And then the model is calling Dagger. Oh, you can see the actual operation. So it figured out, oh, I should probably call this function that pulls an image. The beautiful thing here is the Dagger API it's all GraphQL under the hood, so it's all easy to introspect and explore. So this is really the model exploring an API on its own and figuring out what to do, right? And the beautiful thing, too, is that it's all hooked up to our code generation system. So every time someone in the community writes one of these functions here, so someone said, you know what, today I'm going to wake up and I'm going to integrate with HashiCorp Vault. Oh, and my name is Kyle, and I'm right here. Or with Fly.io or Docker. They write the little module, they push it, and then immediately the model can use it. That's the idea. So the Dagger ecosystem becomes the playground for the model. And I think here it's a back and forth. We're waiting mostly for the model. And it's stitching things together. I guess the local model would be faster. But would it be smarter? Yes. I'm sure the answer is yes. I don't know. I'm waiting on you guys. OK, time is up. OK, imagine it worked. It's the same as before. But the second time, it'll be super fast, I promise. OK, so if you're interested in the topic of function calls and the future of stitching that into a broader software ecosystem, please come talk to me. I'm very interested in that. And go talk to Sheng if you're interested in GPTScript.